Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning, Harry. How are you doing?
Yes, doing well. How are you?
Good. Ready to rumble a bit.
Another week, another week. Guys, thanks for joining us. If you're watching this video on YouTube or listening to us on Spotify, or anywhere really that this video has ended up. This is Harry and Seb Talks. It's a weekly show that we do all around Webflow, marketing, and anything inside your agency or business. If you would like to give us some ideas of what to record, you can always feel free to put a comment down in the comments section, and we'll be more than happy to talk about that topic. We are talking about this week how to generate monthly income for your Webflow agency. Now, this is a really interesting topic because I feel like a lot of the times, as website designers or agency owners, we really struggle with monthly income. And actually, the biggest growth point for your agency is having something stable in terms of money so that you can pay staff, you can pay your expenses. You know that you're going to be getting paid for the next 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 months, depending on the retainer that you have. And it's a lot less scary. A lot of the times, as website designers, we go from famine to feast to famine. And, I've been there. I'm sure you've been there as well, Sebastian, where you get paid a load of money from a client, you're feeling great. And then you get to the end of the project and you're like, oh shit, now I've got to go find another project to keep it going.
Yeah, but for marketing it's a bit easier. You can tell them you're doing constantly marketing, you're changing campaigns and so on. So it's much easier to charge monthly instead for what you just mentioned, like a one-time project, which is different. So easiest is to start with marketing.
um, so for the people who are watching who potentially are starting with doing marketing for their clients on top of website design, but as well as that, who maybe just are doing website design as well, um, what would you say are some like key things that they could do to start building that monthly income that everybody wants?
Yeah, I was yesterday like preparing a bit, and of course in Webflow you have the hosting where you can make the invoice. Probably all of you who work with Webflow knows this already, where you can charge a bit more. And also there needs to be some maintenance done of the website, like to check or to change. I know, for example, for Germany, and I think it's for the entire Europe because GDPR is also applicable for there. There are lots of changes also, for example, with the privacy policy. So it needs to be upgraded. There's like a new lawsuit or some new thing from the authorities, and that means you need to change it. Or the customer wants to implement something like Hoja or something else. So that not only involves you put it in the website or integrate it, you need also to upgrade your privacy policy. So these are things which you can charge. Either you charge them once or you charge them like every month, like keep your website up to date with the laws and to be state of the art,
And that's a really great point to begin with. For those who aren't doing it already, this is usually classed as like a maintenance fee or some sort of recurring maintenance and security updates, etc. The best way to kind of phrase this in a proposal, I find, is that you just say to the client, like, here are all the benefits of doing this. So we as a company offer 1 hour free of maintenance for this amount. So every month they can have 1 hour free of our time to make changes as much as they want. You would tend to find that clients won't make changes every month, but for those who are proactive and are interested in improving the website and such, it is important for them to have that like flexibility. But as well as that, you can always say, well, that if you do this maintenance package, it's a little bit cheaper than paying us hourly because that 1 hour free, we do it at a discount or whatever like that. We're not talking loads of money for this consistent maintenance. This is just like one of those smaller things that you can upsell to make a little bit of extra cash. How would you phrase this to a client, Seb?
I wanted first to ask, well, how much do you charge per hour? Because I remember we had this discussion where I got some information, you
Sure.
know, how much do you charge?
So we charge £80 an hour at the moment.
Okay.
But the idea is to get this up to £120 an hour per employee. Uh, I had some advice ages ago, which was you should be charging out your staff so that they're making you £120,000 per year per employee. So for Americans, that's what, like 150 to $180,000 per member of staff. So if you've got a contractor working for you and they're charging you $40 an hour or 40 quid an hour, you want to be charging them out at triple that rate. But this really ties, I think, hand in hand, Seb, with if you want to be charging these like monthly recurring contracts, you have to get out of the mindset of working with smaller businesses and you have to start working with medium to large size businesses because they have the budget to be able to afford this,
Yeah. Yeah.
but B, they probably got that back to that you and I are talking about where they want to make improvements to the website, they want to increase their conversion rate, they want to be doing better constantly, and they'll be looking at the numbers that you give them and say, right, well, this is good, but Harry or Sebastian, how can we improve this, right? How can we make this better?
Yeah, yeah. Because what I recently shared with you was like some studies, how much of the cost is covered, and is that kind of like the £80 just covers the cost in general. And from the US, it's much higher. So that means when you just charge 100 or 110, it's just 20 or 30 pounds that you earn from it, which is crazy. And lots of freelancers maybe watching this YouTube think, what? I'm just charging 50 pounds or something. So the easiest way in order to make more money, increase your hourly rate. If you work on hourly rate, we are working more on value-based. And yeah, this is like something. And another idea that I just have is when you charge them monthly, you can also charge them maybe for the entire year the amount and tell them, hey, if you pay now, 3 or 5% discount. You know,
that's really nice, like they do with software subscriptions for tech products, right? They say, oh, if you buy yearly, we'll give you a month or 2 months for free in return.
years, even 2 years. In business B2B, it's also possible you make this for 2 years. And then you have the security, you have a contract with them, and best case, they transfer you the money for 2 years, which is great because you can work with this money in order to grow.
Sure.
What else do you have for
Yeah,
ideas?
so on top of like the maintenance that we do on a monthly basis, we do marketing as well. So obviously we work with your company for marketing. And the basis, I say, with any Webflow developer who's looking into getting into marketing their client's business is if you don't feel comfortable, guys, doing the marketing yourself, or you haven't done it before or something like that, find a partner that you can do it with. And it's really important to obviously find somebody that's as good as you quality wise, but then that means you can focus on what you're good at, which is the website design, and they can cover the marketing thing. Now, Sebastian, you and I have an agreement where my company gets a small percentage for the marketing on a monthly basis, so that provides us with a little bit of income every month. But also then we can help you and work with you hand in hand when it comes to making changes to the websites. You and I have had countless calls about clients' websites and we've gone through it together. And it's great to have sometimes, guys, that other person's opinion or that other company's opinion where they have their own experts and they can say to you, this is where you can make some improvements. And it's like having another team, and that's really beneficial,
this is a
right?
great point, because if you don't know about marketing, find somebody that is professional, that you can trust, and just take like a commission for it So this is also monthly income. You don't have to work for it. You just have to sell it to the client, which is really, really awesome. And another thing, I was just, as I told you, preparing for it and looking for it. And I stumbled over Stripe partner program. So for example, if you offer some payments via Stripe and you become a partner, you can also take, if somebody pays on your customer website, a little fee for it, which is also something really, really nice, you know?
You right for a minute, because I think a lot of people will be thinking like, what do we use to be able to collect these like monthly payments? And if you guys haven't used it already, there's Go Cardless, which is a great subscription platform that allows you to take recurring revenue on a monthly basis, and it does it all automatically via direct debit. So you don't have to worry about sending invoices, waiting for the invoice to get paid and stuff. Your client's card gets charged automatically. You can also use Stripe, as Sebastian has said. The beautiful thing about Stripe is once they've paid one invoice, their card details get stored on their account. And there's a really magical button that's a bit dangerous, which says charge client's card. And you can charge the card without actually even needing to talk to the client or send an invoice. And
no,
if
it was just to I think for the misunderstanding, what I meant, if you integrate for another customer, so he's selling some product, you integrate for your customer Stripe, and you get paid when other clients are buying, like you have a furniture shop for a client, you build it, integrated some kind of payment Stripe or whatever, and the client is buying then, I don't know, like some furniture, and Stripe or the payment provider gets, I don't know, 3%, and you get 1%.
Oh, really nice, really nice.
Yeah, that was the idea. And I just saw that Stripe, but probably there are other providers that offer this opportunity, and you don't have to do anything, just integrate it once and you can get a little fee for it. And if it's a shop that has like, I don't know, 50, 100,000, and you just get 1%, or 0.5, it's 500 euros. This is amazing.
So I think that's a really great point, right? Like looking for opportunities where the technology that you're using can reward you for using it. Even if it's like a referral system. I had a call with a guy the other day who had a technology company that does payment processing, and they offer a referral fee. So if you send a client to them and the client decides to set up with them, they'll just give you like a certain amount of money, whether that's on a monthly basis or as a flat fee. So it's like looking for these little nuggets of opportunity where you can end up making a bit more money. I wanted to talk about SEO as well, actually, because I think SEO is a brilliant opportunity to make money on a monthly basis, right? So for those of you who aren't very familiar with SEO, it's like a really big trend now for website design studios to offer it. It is essentially not guaranteeing your client that you will increase their rankings, but it's doing a campaign over a 3, 6, or 12-month period where you're working on increasing the website traffic to help you build up more of an audience for the client. Now, because SEO is a very long process, it works in favor of website designers sometimes, because your contracts that you'll be signing with your client will be on a 3, 6, or 12-month basis, meaning that they understand that it's a longer process to get to the point where they're having results. As well as that, like with clients who you're just doing like blog post writing for, content writing on the website, you can get a freelancer to do this relatively cheap, and all you need to do is upload a blog or 2 or 3 every couple of weeks, and you'll instantly start seeing some sort of traffic traction based on how saturated the market is. And then it ties into that maintenance we were talking about as well, Sebastian. So doing on-page SEO updates to the website, getting them up to the point where they're like really, really, really hot in terms of how optimized their website is. And then you can start focusing more on the off-page stuff as well. So building backlinks to the website, building really good referral points of traffic. Yeah. And for those clients that want to build an audience and traffic to their website, it's a really good opportunity for them to like naturally do that. And you can always, I always say to clients at the end of the day, building organic traffic is much more better than paid, because once you get to a certain point with organic traffic, it is free money, essentially. You don't have to spend money on the organic side of things.
Yeah, search engine optimizing is something that can give you some revenue, but coming back, if you don't know so much about search engine optimization, then better to work with a partner, because
definitely
it's quite complex. And if you are, that's the other thing, if you are in a really, your customer isn't like really positioned or niched, and it's like something broad, for example, furniture, it's almost impossible to rank the furniture. So you need something really, really specific, and you need to have lots of knowledge in the market and to know an expert. But in general, on-page SEO, coming back to this is like something one time what you're doing, and you can sell this on top of your website. There are lots of courses about SEO on-page optimization for Webflow. And another thing that you can do is like speed optimization, like just make the Google Speed Insight or the Lighthouse report, where you get some information what you need to optimize. And this is something basic that you can do. And I think for the technical part, if you're a Webflow developer, you should be skilled and know what you have to do in order to optimize the website. And regarding the other things, depends on the topic, depends on the area, but you need some knowledge in order to provide off-page. Like you need to know what backlinks you want to build. You need to have like a strategy, and you need lots of knowledge for this. It's not so easy, but of course, I would recommend to work with a partner, with another agency, because I know how complex it is.
I really agree. And I think there's two brilliant points that you made there. First of all, having the knowledge. So when you actually talk to a client about it, you know it. And that even goes as far, and you've recommended this to me a number of times, making sure your own website is highly optimized for SEO. Because if a client goes on your website and goes, well, your site isn't SEO optimized, so why do I need to do it? They're going to go, what the fuck? But at the same time, I think another point that you were making is like, for like some clients, it isn't actually a good thing to do. And it's the same with marketing as well. Sometimes you won't be able to get results. And I think it's really important, before you shoot yourself in the foot, guys, that you do the research beforehand and make sure that you're going to be able to make some sort of result for that client. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be selling something that you aren't 100% sure that you can't get a result in. And this ties back into your point about having a partner, Sebastian, because if you're not that technical about it, then you guys should definitely look at finding a partner who can give you that advice, and you can go to and say, I've got this client, they're thinking about doing this, or I'm thinking about offering them this. What do you think? Do you think we could do something here? And you always have to, and I think the best partners are going to be the ones that sometimes will say no to you, and sometimes say, no, I don't think we can do something here. And a bad example of a partner is like, they just say yes to everything. No research. They're just like, yes, let's go, let's do it. Because all they care about is the money at the end of the day.
Yeah. Another thing that I wanted to point out, for example, when you do SEO, there come like certain things that you figure out, like, there is this subpage missing, so we need a subpage. And then I'm playing the ball to you and say, hey, Harry, we need to create another page. And this is kind of our search engine optimization strategy. So there's also money then in for you, because you need to build several pages. You need maybe to write the content or to get the content. So it's like working hand in hand. Together. So we help each other in order to gain more out of it, but also to make the journey for our customer like successful.
I agree. And this ties back to the point we were making earlier on about, making sure that the clients that you're working with are sort of larger. You won't be able to do these sort of things with all small clients. I wouldn't say some, like there are some one-man companies that are just smashing it and they're making really good money and they'll be able to work on you or something like this. But you've got to be thinking medium to large kind of mindset, because at the end of the day, they have market goals for the year, they have sales goals for the year, and they want to be able to get to a point where they're able to generate X amount of money and be able to give you an ROI.
Right. And another thing is like, for example, the Google Business Profile Optimization. This is something, it's not hard to learn how to do this, but you can charge for this 1-2 hours, more like 1 hour. Or for example, hey, I can set you up the Facebook page or the Instagram page or the LinkedIn profile. These are small jobs. They are not so complex. So you can get easily to learn them, how to do it. And you can do this for your customer, like as an upselling or more cross-selling, is it more? Yeah, cross-selling, that you say to him, hey, I saw your Google profile isn't optimized. I would recommend to optimize it and give some nice advices. Also, you can offer some consulting. Maybe they have other projects where they want to input regarding strategy. Because the website is the same, like it's kind of like a strategy. What's the goal of the website? Where do you want to go? So maybe they need more for your advice,
And just moving on to like, what if your client isn't engaging you for monthly changes, right? But you know that they could be making monthly improvements to their website. And this really is goes back to like account management and sales and the importance of following up with clients 1 month, 2 month, 3 month down the road after you've done a job for them. I think it can be the same for marketing if they pause their marketing campaigns as well for a couple of months. The importance of calling them, ringing them back up and saying, oh, you know, this is a courtesy call. How's life? How's work going? How's the business going? And then just talking to them about opportunities. So I noticed this on the website and I wanted to make you aware of it, or we just did this for another client and they're doing really well and I wanted to let you know about it. And building in some sort of follow-up system where you're not letting clients that you've done jobs for go quiet. You're always in constant communication with them. I did this for the first time in our second year, so 2020. I followed up with a client who I hadn't spoken to in a while, but I started building in these follow-up systems, and that led to a $10,000 deal just from following up. I rang them up. I said, "How are you doing?" They said, "Come in and have a chat because we've been thinking loads of stuff about the business." I went in, we had a chat, we did the deal, we signed the proposal, but this is all from making sure that you're in constant communication. And we find that by doing this, at the very least, we've got now like a 50% chance of potentially doing more business with them, because we're showing that we have an interest in their business. We're showing them that we're still learning, and we're showing them that there's new opportunities that they can go for.
Yeah, I totally agree with the following up. The most underestimated thing is the following up. I'm also pushing my sales manager to follow up constantly. If they don't say no, they are still interested. So that's why following up is really important and can get you even after 1 year. We had also the situation that we followed up over 1 year, 1 year and a half, and then finally they said, yeah, now we are ready, now we want to start with you. But you have you in mind, and they are like impressed probably about how much you're following up.
Exactly.
You have also the other client that is like pissed and says, yeah, please don't call me again. It's fine. They say no and they are not interested. Totally fine. But until they don't say, I'm not interested, or something else, you know, that they don't want to work with you, follow up all the time. Of course, not every week, because this is a bit like buggy. We have around 2 weeks where we follow up, or if the client, or we sometimes ask the client, hey, because sometimes they have longer projects, hey, when should we follow up? yeah, maybe in 3 months, that would be nice. And then you just make a reminder in your pipe drive or calendar or somewhere, and then you follow up in 3 months, and they're like, wow, 3 months already over. Oh, we need another month to finish it. You know how it goes. But at the end, then might be like successful, and they say, yeah, now we are ready. Now we can talk about marketing. And they won't consider somebody else because you are in constant contact with them. You have already a relationship with your client, and that's exactly what you need in order to sign a contract with them.
What you said there was so important, being top of mind, that your name is always at the top of their mind. They're always thinking about you. They're not thinking about any other agency. They're really happy with your service. And as long as you're bringing them up and you're being polite and you're not trying to force something down their throats, then I reckon 9 times out of 10 they won't be too angry with you following up. For you, Sebastian, what's the why is monthly income important? Why should the guys who are listening, should it be a real focus of theirs to build over the next year?
With a monthly income, financially, you can do some proper planning, especially when you have some employees and some monthly costs like rent or tools that you are using. You are able to grow. If you don't have like a monthly income that you can rely on, like with contracts that are signed for 1 or 2 years, you are not able to plan. Then it's like a roller coaster, or it's casino, because you never know what the next month brings you in. And if you have like a fixed amount of money, you have more certainty for your business, but also more security for yourself, because you know the next 10 to 12 months, I have a monthly income stream of this, and you can plan for long-term projects, like you want to sign up for some consultation or for, I don't know, like a course or something else, or you want to hire an employee, and this gives you certainty. And therefore, this is really important from my point of view.
Really nice, really nice. A great point to end on, I think. If there's anything that you could take out of this call today, considering we spoke about a lot, I think the importance of building a monthly income, finding the right clients who you can get results for, but also are willing to invest in monthly work. Finding the right partner is a really key thing as well. So making sure that you're working with somebody who's knowledgeable, trustworthy, and you can rely on to help you with the work. It's not you don't always have to do everything yourself. I used to believe that. But you can have partners to kind of share this kind of work with. And as you said towards the end, Sebastian, the benefit of having monthly income is the ability to plan for your year and to know what you're earning on a month-by-month basis, which allows you to then predict, but also it pushes you to grow, because you're at a flat line of, I'm earning this every month. Who can we go and sell to next that we can add to this? And then it unlocks great things like, okay, well, we're on 10,000 a month, so now we can employ our first employee. Or we're on 30,000 a month, we can now get a consultant in to help us on our next stage of growth. So it always helps.
Yeah, I was just thinking this should be our next topic. Like, what should you consider if you partner up with somebody? I think the next session we can do on this topic. I think it's also really interesting, because right now when you mentioned it, I was like, whoa, there are so many things that we could speak about, what you should do when you want to partner up. I think this would be a nice topic for next time.
I think that's great.
To give you some advice, if you want to partner up with your Webflow agency and somebody else, what to take into consideration, and how can you make this partnership work? Because we work now since 1-2 years, I don't know. But
feels like 5. Feels like 5.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I think that's great. So guys, thank you for watching. If you have been enjoying the series so far, or if you enjoyed this episode specifically, let us know down in the comments. Leave us a like, and please subscribe as well if you're enjoying the show. It lets us know that we're making the right content. If we're not making the right content for any reason, please also let us know in the comments, because we love your feedback, and just be able to improve the show and provide more value for you guys. If you would like to talk to Sebastian outside the show, you can do so. RE7 Agency on Instagram. and on LinkedIn, sebastian.bayer. You can find me on YouTube, Harry Roper. I'm also Harry Roper on LinkedIn. And then it's Imaginary Space on Instagram. This has been Harry and Seb Talks, a show that we do every Friday. So until next time, I will see you next week, Sebastian.
Yeah, was a great show. And also let us know in the comments if you have other ideas for generate monthly income for your Webflow agencies. I'm also curious about this. Maybe we didn't something mention that we missed out. So I'm curious about it. And yeah, it was a great show. Thank you, Harry. And all of you have a great day. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.